My dear friends, this morning we have a very vivid story, but what do you see when you hear it? Do you see a single woman rubbing a single man's feet, an intimate and sensual act which is almost certainly sexually unsettling to the disciples? Do you see a sister striving to get one over against another sister, with this action simply being a form of one-upmanship over against Martha? Do you see a scandalous waste of precious resources that could have been given away to help the poor? Judas clearly articulates the latter view, and for this he is rebuked. You always have the poor with you, but you will not always have me. In other words, Jesus is prioritizing relationships, and today we are remembering some of his closest friends, Mary, Martha, and Lazarus. Now, Jesus talks about money all the time. It's a principal emphasis. So what's going on? Why the rebuke to Judas? Why not give this money to the poor? Why doesn't the church sell all that it has in order to give to the poor? Surely all the guilt and wealth within a church is a scandal. Yet it seems to me that the poor value the wealth embodied in a church much more than the rich do. For the rich have their own private hoards. I am reminded of a story told amongst clergy of a rich man who was replacing the carpets in his house and asked the vicar if he would like the old carpets for the church. And the vicar said no, but some new ones would be nice. And now I sound like Judas. The coercion of the ought and the should. We need to imagine Judas as being an ancient form of our social justice warriors. That's what the word Iscariot probably refers to. He was the first century equivalent of Black Lives Matter. There is a tyranny around being right on, what we ought to be doing, what we should be doing, otherwise you're bad. The wonder and the joy of Mary's act in our story today is that it's not about a strict accounting, in harmony with the sense that our salvation is not about our achievements, our meeting up to the should and the ought. Mary is celebrating life. She is offering up gratitude for her brother Lazarus being returned, alongside, I believe, a consciousness that Jesus is going to die, and so she is stirred up to make this response. Mary sees Jesus, and she is responding with overwhelming grief and love and generosity. She is giving utterly of herself in duty and in joy. What do you see as you look at the world? And what can we pour out of ourselves in duty and joy as we turn towards Jesus? Until we meet again. Amen.